What's up there, niece and nephew? It's the Arturo Gotti of Expat Relocation and, you know, helping you get your life started. We're here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, one of my favorite cities in Southeast Asia. One of, I think, the most underrated capital cities in this part of the world. We're gonna go check out a neighborhood called BKK3. It's a popular area for expats. Toul Tom Poung, the Russian market. It's Big Paul's birthday. He's out here changing the lives of the children by teaching them the Englishes. And yeah, we're gonna go walk around. We're gonna start, right now we're in BKK2. So we're gonna walk from BKK2 to BKK3. We're gonna go by Russian market. We'll take you guys down a couple of the little interesting narrow alleyway streets. And we'll end up somewhere, probably have some food. So we're in BKK2 basically, near to Tul Slang, near to the prison. A lot of the tourists will come to see it. It's a museum. If you're familiar with the history, it's a very dark part of Cambodia's history. And that is just basically 200 meters from here, maybe 300 meters from here. We're gonna walk from here down BKK3. We're gonna cross over Mao Zedong. It's a big boulevard in Phnom Penh. It's one of the more important streets, Mao Zedong, Manavan Boulevard. These are streets to kind of get across town. There's a lot of good Chinese food in this area. A lot of people from the government live in this area. Lots of cafes, restaurants. It's a nice place. A dude did get murdered right outside of our building like 2 months ago. But it was something to do with mafia. It had nothing to do with us, and the neighborhood is pretty safe.
Sign shop. It's kind of cool.
What is it?
It's a sign shop.
Oh, look at this.
They sell like.
Yeah, look at this. They do signs. You got the men's, women bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, men's, women bathroom. You got your Chinese signs. Pub. Yeah. Happy New Year. Oh, that's funny. Interesting. Oh, and look across the street, guys. This is all industrial shit, bro. So this is all like if you wanted to set up your own restaurant, you come down here and you could grab the little stall right there. See, they got all the little stalls for sale. That's pretty cool. What kind of a street stall would you have, Paul, if you could open a street stall here?
I would have something with a probably some kind of gas oven, so I could make. In China, I used to like those kind of. They had that flat bread that they would fry in the griddle, and they put the pork and the egg in there. Probably something like that.
Oh, so like almost like the pancakes.
Something like that, yeah. Except you could wrap it up like a burrito, kind of.
Bro, when we were in Vietnam in Nha Trang, they had this lady doing the fucking French crepes. My God.
Yeah, it's like a griddle, basically. Yeah, a griddle. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I've seen what you're talking about. Yeah, we were in China for a bit too. There's a lot of good Chinese food around here, bro. There's a lot of places that do like pretty good dumplings, and it's a nice neighborhood. It's actually pretty orderly, you know? Everything's kind of a grid over here, as you guys can see. Like all the roads kind of intersect fairly well. Compared to Saigon, it's a lot more laid back. You know, we lived in Saigon for a really long time, guys. Saigon was basically our home for like 5 years. And we feel like we're living in a small village now compared to Saigon. Mish, how much smaller is it here?
Way more pleasant, low population, and the traffic is not that bad.
Yeah, it's really, it's not so big here. All right, so one of the guys stopped us and was trying to warn us to not use a GoPro, but we've lived in Southeast Asia for a pretty long time. And the basic rule, if you're gonna use something like a GoPro or use something like an expensive phone out here, you gotta really just make sure you're death gripping it. And I keep it away from the street when I can. I prefer, you know, so like right now we're filming and we're walking and you guys can see the street. And if you guys flip around, this is actually a little food court kind of bar area at night. You can see it's like a bit of a bar setup. During the day, there's nothing happening here. But yeah, but there's little things like that. Like I keep the GoPro to this side, you know, where the traffic is on this side. So a guy is gonna have a harder time coming up here and getting it away from me. Also, if I'm filming myself in the front just as a habit, I hold it pretty low and walk like this. That way I'm still in the frame, but I have the full rotation of my head and I'm not so focused on where I'm holding it. So just little tips, guys, like things you can do. Like if you use your cell phone, face a corner, you know? But Phnom Penh is not as bad as in Saigon. In Saigon, man, you know, you take your phone out, that shit is gone in like a second. You had anything stolen since you've been here?
No, I have not.
No, me neither. And I've walked around and filmed. It was nice for the guy to worry about us, but you know.
Really, really nice. The people here are so freaking nice.
They are. They actually care. You know, most of them are really decent people.
I agree.
They have stories of you know, foreigners getting like their phone stolen and then getting the Khmer people fucking up the thief to help. You know, that's like, you don't usually hear things like that in Asia so much. So it's nice, you know. I feel very at home here. All right, so we ran for some shelter, but it's starting to rain a bit, and the GoPro is not waterproof fully. The mic is not waterproof at all, so we're gonna get a tuk-tuk, and we're gonna go get some food. I guess we're gonna abort mission to walk you through BKK3, you know. We'll see if the weather breaks up. All right, guys, so we're gonna bounce. This place is called Sumatra. It's an Indonesian restaurant here in Toul Tom Poung. And we come over here sometimes because she has really decent food for about $2.50 to $3 a plate. It's a nice change, you know, when you eat the same thing a lot. Every once in a while, I like some Indonesian. They got that peanut sauce shit. So this is her spot right here. If you wanna come check it out while you're in Phnom Penh.
Great calamari, great banana leaf.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, very delicious.
Yeah, 468. And yeah, there we go. So 468.
Got the address right here on the
23 Sumatra. Anyway, she's definitely worth checking out. All right, so we're gonna wander around a little and I'm gonna show you guys some stuff. So a lot of these are service departments and they vary in price. You can get them from as low as, you know, something probably decent for around $300 to $400, something a bit nicer with a view from like $400 to $500, upward to even $600 or more, depending on the amenities of the building and just in general, the management, right? Yeah, this is another thing with TTP and with like BKK3 is there's so many little things. Like check this out, this little beer hall just out of nowhere, completely randomly. And it looks like it's an industrial area, but there's a wedding store. So, you know, over by Sumatra, you have like kind of an industrial area, and now you have villas. You can see some of these villas. Some of these might be service departments also. Very often it'll be a villa, but they'll convert it to service departments. And you know, TTP is kind of a hopping place to be. I mean, the real estate here is expensive. Yeah, this is not the cheapest place to own something in Cambodia. So here, as you can see, they have cafes, and you can see the traffic is a lot less. Like, it's much more peaceful to walk around over here.
Happy hour draft, 75 cents a glass.
75 cents a glass for a happy hour draft.
You want one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna go. Okay.
Let's go.
See what that's all about, man.
Happy hour, 75 cents
cent
for Paul.
beers.
This would be great.
We'll get, it's Paul's birthday, so if he wants a 75 cents beer, hey.
We'll see if it's happy hour yet.
Hey, Paul.
Hi.
He just wants the happy hour?
Happy hour draft? Happy hour draft? Is it a happy hour? Have an anchor, please. Anchor? Sit.
I'm good, I'm full.
The happy hour draft?
Yeah.
3,000? Yeah. Yes, have an anchor, please. Anchor. Yes, I'll have one of these, please. Yeah, yes. 3,000? Do you guys want one?
Oh no, I'm good. Yeah, we're not really beer drinkers, but you know, it's the homie's birthday, so he wants to have a beer.
So,
Let me read them.
so Cambodia is known for
Yeah, they produce a lot of some of the best peppercorn in the world here in Cambodia. It's interesting.
Okay.
And only
Thank you. Oh, okay.
One set $3.
Okay. Well, we just had food, and so we were walking by. I just wanted to try one of your beers. Thank you. Thank you, though. Thank
Yeah,
you,
no
sir.
worries. No worries. Yo, you can't hate a player for
seat
trying.
right here. This looks really comfortable.
Yeah, this is all right. A little cafe.
Wonderful, man. It's soft
Yeah.
seats and
Fan.
nice table.
It's
nice
not
fan.
too bad.
This is beautiful.
I mean, so yeah, man. If you're in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, come buy Paul a beer. Bad decisions make better stories. Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so bad decisions make better stories. Here's one of those. I was out. I ate a big fat Mexican meal one time before I went out to play golf, and I played golf. There was a PGA golf course like 5 minutes from my house when I was growing up. Thank you very much. Oh man, look at that. May I pause? 75 cents. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Welcome to Cambodia.
75 cents.
That's a beer. Thank you, sir. That's a proper beer.
That's 75 cents. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Hey, I gotta get a soda.
So anyway, I had this Mexican meal. There's a PGA golf course where I used to grow up, and I used to play there for cheap. I was a kid. I was probably in my late teens. And I got to the third hole, which is a par 5 that leads back towards the clubhouse, and I hit my tee shot. I'm like, man, I got to take a shit. And I got to my second shot. I was in the fairway. Nice second shot right up towards the front of the green. I'm like, man, I really kind of got a shit. Third shot, nice shot onto the green. I'm like, man, I got a shit. I get to the green. I didn't even take out the putter, man. I took the bag, grabbed my ball. I start running towards the clubhouse, and it's bad. I just drop my bag, and I start running, and then it just starts coming out. Shitting all over myself, dripping down my legs. It was just awful. I got to the bathroom, and I had to throw away my underwear. My shorts were kind of salvageable. I just kind of like rinsed them off in the sink. But yeah, so once I got that out of my bowels, I came back out, I just cleaned up, came back out, and somebody's like, these your golf clubs out here? I said, yeah. And I got my clubs and kept playing, finished the 9 holes. So it was a bad decision to eat Mexican before playing golf, but it made for a good story.
Since we're talking about like shitting our brains out and dying, when I was in Pokhara, Nepal, this is back around the time like 6, maybe 7 months after the earthquake, and it was really struggling. There was not a lot of fuel. It was just a crazy time to be in Nepal, and we traveled out to Pokhara, and we ended up hanging out in Pokhara for a bit because the guest house we were staying at in Kathmandu recommended a guest house in Pokhara. But this ding dong sent us to somebody who included breakfast. But the breakfast, when you see their kitchen, is just like chicken cut up all over the counter and fucking knives used with vegetables, used with meat, with and flies. And,
that's a red flag.
But we didn't know that. So the first day we get there, I go and I climb to the World Peace Buddha Stupa. And the next day I come down and I'm like crazy sick, like hallucinating, seeing things, like fucking in bed for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh, man.
And then when we kept going out trying to get different antibiotics for the stomach and nothing was working. And then finally I twisted my ankle stepping off the curb and almost passed out. And a Nepali guy was able to like get me some water and like bring me back. So like, you know, you can't underestimate like eating and living in these fucking countries sometimes. Like, you know, you definitely can end up fucking dead out here.
Was that the time that Michelle almost had to drag you out? You were trying to drag him out of the street, but he was too heavy? Gotta put like a horse harness on.
Yeah.
It was so scary because like I can't carry him. He's like twice my size. So I'm just standing there like, what the fuck? How am I gonna carry this guy back to the guest house? And it was so far, you know? And then some guy from one of the shops, I guess he saw it and he came out and he helped me carry Jay inside his shop. By that time he passed out. So we were thinking, should we call an ambulance, you know? And we started shaking him and then he woke up. But it was scary.
So I think we're going to go back to Nepal. I think we're going to go and try to do it again, maybe. It looks like that might be the plan right now. They've got more international airport connection now with Bangkok, and I've heard that it's developed a bit since the pandemic, so I'd really be curious to see if, you know, I know they have rideshare apps now. I know that they have food delivery and these type of services now, so I'm really curious to see like the juxtaposition from when we were there in chaos and Red Cross tents and all that, to see how things have progressed since then. So yeah, keep an eye on us, and maybe we'll be taking you guys to Kathmandu soon.
Yeah, you got to be careful with things you eat. I remember there was a time one of the training centers I worked at was in a shopping mall, and to beat the traffic, I used to get there early. And there was a Japanese restaurant that I used to go to beforehand quite often. It was called Tuna Maki, and not to give them any bad business, because I've been there a lot of times, never had a problem. But this particular time, I got what I always got. Pardon me, it's kind of a long plate of sashimi. Then he had a bunch of different kinds of sashimi on there, and then I get a bowl of miso soup. And that was pretty regular. I'd had it a number of times. Well, I had it this one night, man, and I got through my classes. I had about 3 hours worth of classes. Got done, got my e-bike, I was on my way home, and all of a sudden, man, it hit. You know, that gut, you're like, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, man, okay. And I still had a way to go on the e-bike. So I'm riding home, and you're clenching it, you know, like, okay, man, we can do this, you know. And I didn't know, I had a mental map of all the sit-down toilets in the immediate area, and there wasn't a single one I could think of.
This is in China?
This is in China, yeah. So I'm kind of clenching it. I finally get into my complex, and I got to a corner, and I just had to stop, and I could see the entrance to my basement where I parked my e-bike was maybe 50 yards away. But I got off the bike, I'm like, I might have to go in the bushes. And you just all of your focus goes into keeping this in. And finally, you get that, oh, thank you very much. You get that little bit of, I got that little bit of subsidence where I'm like, okay, I can do this. So I get back on the bike, I go down in the basement. Then you go to the elevator and you're like, please God, don't let this take forever, because I was on the 20th floor. It didn't take too long. I got in the elevator. I think there was one other person that ended up getting in, and just like, come on, hurry up, you know. Get out, get in my door, drop my stuff, drop trowel, get to that turn, boom, just blew ass, and like explosively. And it was a close call, man, but we made it back. It was pretty violent, pretty harrowing, but we got it done. One thing to note, if you ever go to a place like China and probably other Southeast Asian countries, a lot of them have squatters. A squatter is like a kind of a trench in the floor, and it flushes. If it's an elongated trench, it's not very comfortable to poop in if you're not used to it. A good thing to do is, whatever area you move to, keep a mental map of where all the sit-down toilets are in public, and always have paper with you. Because a lot of times they don't, especially in China, maybe other places, they won't supply paper. I know here they use the bum gun and you spray your ass when you're done. I'm not into that either. So have a mental map, know where the toilets are, and be mindful of what you eat and what you have to do afterwards. I would suggest, if you have to work, stick to things that you're comfortable with and that you know digest well. If you want to pioneer it, you want to go with something new, I would do it on a Saturday or Sunday when you don't have to work. So if you do have to hit the John, you're right there. That's my advice of the day. Ooh.
So, yeah, we just stumbled on this sweet and savory place. We've never been here, and my man had a colossal beer for how much?
75 cents.
So the happy hour here is decent. Come check it out if you're in Toul Tom Poung.
Good looking menu too. Very good looking menu. I mean, you can look over here, you get a club sandwich for $3, tuna egg sandwich, $3.50. They have specials they run every day. I'm eager to come back. I really am. Yes. It is, but it looks good. Hello. Let's have this guy in the front here, the yellow with the beans in it. Yeah. This guy.
I think you can open it, bro.
Oh, yeah. This guy right here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I'll get this to takeaway. Yes.
Takeaway one?
Yes, one takeaway. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, let's try that.
Bro, how crazy is the fucking amount of space in this place? Like Misha. Oh, sorry, bro. See what I mean? Like, you're just fucking up people's asses in here. Look at this. Wow. Mish stepped outside just to escape, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not like, I'm not the smallest human being to be running around in some of these Khmer-sized businesses, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a big motherfucker. I definitely like bump into things and knock things over. And, you know, so this is, like I was saying before, guys, like, TTP is really popular among expats. There's a lot of foreigners, teachers, expats, people who have small businesses over here. It's just, yeah, right across the street you have a pizza place. I mean, it's lower density than near the Riverside or near BKK3. It's still somewhat affordable, but becoming more and more expensive. But a lot of the foreigners who come to Cambodia and stay in Phnom Penh, they often want to live in this area. It's like the perfect day to be walking around right now. The weather is so good right now. It's like the very end of rainy season. So we have the overcast, but we don't have as much rain as we did a month or so ago. So you guys can kind of see there's a lot of like kind of fancier businesses here in TTP. Here's a little kind of bar cafe thing they got going on. The nail bar and salon, I guess it's called. So, hey, Mom. As you can see, oh yeah, there's a pharmacy over here. But as you guys can see, there's development happening everywhere. So this is becoming like another very, very hot area. You know, BKK1 is kind of the most developed. That's where you have like Naga World and all that stuff. But this area is very popular amongst Western expats. And it's I'd say medium density.
Yeah, turn signals only me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had his turn signal the whole time. You saw that? Yeah. But you guys can see it's like medium density. It's not like crazy high density. There's some high rises. Okay, yeah, here's some Turkish food. Istanbul restaurant. So it looks like you can get a chicken doner for $2.50, $3 for a different one. So that's another example of all the Western food available. This is the Smile Mart. So Smile Mart is kind of like a 7-Eleven, but I think a little bit better than that. Like it has more Western products.
If I may interject, I love Smile Mart. They had the Smile Mart near me when I first moved here, had everything I needed. It was absolutely wonderful. You guys have shopped there before. Really good.
You know, Smile Marts are like kind of somewhere between Super Duper and like Circle K. Check it out, guys. Some new cement just laid. You can see, like I said, the development happening right before your eyes. Okay. This is an interesting business across the street over here. This is called 72 Restaurant, this place that's covered in all the trees here. He sells clean food for $2 a plate, and all the rice you can eat and all the tea you can drink. That's 72 Restaurant. That's another interesting business here in TTP.
I remember that place. That was a good place. Good food.
Yeah, I like his food. The only reason I don't go there so much is that it's outdoors and there's a lot of flies.
Oh yeah, that was a bit of an issue.
It does kind of drive me a little crazy. But I mean, his food is very good and his price is very good. And I've never been sick.
That was a staple place for us months ago. We lived closer.
Now I tend to eat at the $3 to $4 a dish price. Oh yeah, guys, check it out. So this is a Greek place, right up the road from the Turkish place. So you know, Ilya is a chain. There's several of them. There's one on Bassett Lane, and there's also one in Siem Reap, and I'm sure there may be others. This is quite a nice one. I don't like their bread that much, I'll be honest with you, but for ambiance, they're a very nice place. Tuk Tuk, of course. So you guys will see, unlike in the Riverside over here, most of the time the Tuk Tuk guys don't really even pay attention to you. You know, people don't bother you so much, but they know most of the foreigners kind of live over here. So here we got flavors of India. So you can see there's lots of Indian food and Turkish food. And it looks like they got momos. All right, it's about to get hectic up here. Some cars coming.
Have you guys tried flavors of India?
Are they good?
No, I was gonna ask you if you tried them before.
No, I'm usually a curry pot guy.
Oh yeah, no, I like curry pot.
Yeah, you can find fucking anything over here. You can see why a lot of the expats like to live over here, guys, because, you know, you got Cappadocia, so a Turkish restaurant. You got a little street dog. He's cute, though. Hello. Yeah, so again, look, construction, some potentially bar or restaurant being built. And you guys can see it's an interesting little area. So we're just wandering through, we're just moseying on down in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, in BKK3.
Yeah, you know, I noticed about this street, I like this. The area I lived in when I first got here, everything was very close. And you can tell looking at this street, things are close. If you live anywhere along here, you've got food, you've got services, you got everything close. You can walk to these places. And even this, if you want to get these trees up here, this is a luxury, guys. I'm telling you, when you have this kind of shade covering your street, it is so nice because you can go for walks in the midday heat and it's not that bad. Unfortunately, most places, this is such a motorbike culture that most places you walk through are not going to have this level of shade, like with tree overhangs and things like this. So, I mean, this sticks out to me as a very agreeable place to live. Just with the, again, to review, the close number of services, the level of shade. There's some traffic through here, but it's not intense compared to a lot of places.
Look, guys, you can see they got service apartments everywhere.
Yeah.
This is Brooklyn Pizza across the street. It's a popular pizza place. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. You guys can see the narrow streets are getting a little thick though.
But let's speak to the variety. Since we've been walking, I mean, what, 5, 10, maybe 10 minutes at the most, we've seen pizza, we've seen Greek, we've seen bakeries, we've seen Indian, we've seen local. There's just a tremendous amount of variety in the amount of food you can get with a 5-minute walk. It's really nice.
BKK3 is a big area, guys. But the Toul Tom Poung area is, and I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but it is really, really, really convenient. It's where, like I said, a lot of longer term expats, ones who are a little more settled or who are teaching English or doing things like that, they'll live over here because of all the Western services. Everything is kind of geared towards the foreigners. I find real estate to be a little bit more expensive. Like I like where I'm at in BKK2. I feel like I get a better value over there for what I'm paying. But I'm also only like literally 5 minutes away from here. So that's another thing that we should speak to is just how small Phnom Penh is. This is really not like a giant city, guys.
Yeah, and I want to mention also that all of those different kinds of restaurants and services I just talked about, that was on the side street that we just walked down. We just came to the main street. And you got, of course, a whole host of services just in view. So just speaking to the variety I was talking about, on the side streets you got plenty. You get out to the main street, anything you didn't find on the side street, you're sure as heck gonna find out here on the main street.
You got your leather shop, just in case you need some leather. Money, you got true money, so you got a money exchange. ATM. And like I said, sometimes you have these little pockets of kind of like, either they're doing some kind of development like construction, or occasionally there'll be like a factory mixed in. It's very strange because zoning doesn't work the same in Southeast Asia the way it does in a Western country. You might have an industrial area on the same street as like villas or like commercial space, you know? It's kind of like get in where you fit in, you know? I think the trick, guys, especially if you're gonna drive, is to kind of live close to here, but not right in the middle of it. Because if you're right in the middle of TTP, you're gonna pay a lot more for services and for real estate. But for convenience, you're gonna be hard pressed to find a lot more convenient services than around here. Probably Riverside, but it's a completely different energy. This is more expats with jobs and who live here long term. Riverside's more of a mix of like backpackers, tourists, sex tourists, degenerates on drugs, and pretty much you fucking name it, it's down there. Lady boys on meth, that type of shit.
Hey, I like Riverside, don't knock it too much.
Well, no, it just is what it is. It's chaotic. It's fucking crazy over there.
It is.
You know, you never know what the hell you're gonna run into. Over here, it's more expats with jobs, people who are more settled. Or also, you know, younger English teachers that are passing through. So we're coming up onto a beautiful Khmer temple, and that we thought would be an interesting addition to the video. We're gonna take you through one of the larger temples here in BKK3, Toul Tom Poung area. Very, very beautiful. Right off of Mao Zedong Boulevard.
You know, one thing worthy of note is that, you know, Jay and Michelle and myself, we live different lifestyles. We live different lifestyles. You know, you guys are a married couple and you have a kind of a settling kind of attribute about you. I'm a single guy, and I'm not a crazy wild single guy, but I do tend to prefer more of the action, more of the hustle and bustle of the Riverside. Whereas for Jay and Michelle, they prefer to be in maybe a bit of a more quiet place. So, you know, each of us can speak to the attributes of these kinds of things. The places they live in might not be for me, but the places I prefer might not be for them.
And I got to tell you guys, if you want to party, there's still plenty to party over here. There's just not as much geared around sex for sale. It's more like you know, bars and pubs, and it's not a big nightclub thing really over here. But there is a nightlife for sure, and there's a couple of different places that like sell joints and things like that. I mean, it's an interesting, you know, little social scene down here in TTP. Where he's talking about where it's more like partying, girls and that kind of stuff. That's going to be like kind of like near to the riverside, like above the Royal Palace. And I mean, if you're looking for that, I mean, you can find that all the way to Wat Phnom pretty much.
Sure, sure.
You know, to the whole, no, pretty much the northern side of the city, much more so than down here. It's also, I would say, slightly more expensive up there compared to down here. Like, you probably will get a slightly nicer apartment in BKK2 or BKK3 than you would like Riverside or Wat Phnom, but there are some places that are just particularly really good deals still, even now.
And I will say also that, you know, I've lived in two different places since I've been here. One was the Riverside, and one was kind of remote. If you're not the kind of person that's really looking to get a motorbike and get around that way, like me, I'm not really. I'm not looking to get a motorbike here. You really want to be somewhere where you have the conveniences. Otherwise, everything's going to be trying to get delivery from shops, taking tuk-tuks everywhere. If you do want to get a motorbike, then sky's the limit, really.
And you guys can see this is a very, very beautiful temple. Very large temple. And it takes up like an enormous like city block here. You know, it's very, very big. I like the Khmer style temples a lot, actually. You know, I think they're quite different than in Thailand or even in Laos. They have very distinctive features to them. And I really like the gates of the Khmer temples. Like normally, these walls, these temple gates, you know, they're always somewhat ornate in every country, but I really like these symmetrical circles and like the spokes of the wheel kind of design there.
Oh yeah.
Very, very cool. As you guys can see, these are power lines. So these are like just drooping along. Yeah.
You gotta watch for those. We got these at a bakery in the area we were just at. I was thinking this is more of a custard, but it's actually a bit of a meringue. It's got a bit of a tangy, sort of lemony flavor to it. Very delicious. Very, very good.
All right, and this, I pretty much demolished it, but it was chocolate chip cookie, including canned hot pepper. So it has like this weird spice in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it tastes really, really good.
Cool.
Phenomenal bakery. Definitely check it out. It's tiny.
How much it cost?
This was $1.50, but it was kind of a big cookie.
Mine was $2.50.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is a filling treat. I mean, this isn't like a little piece of cake. It's got some girth to it. You probably want to have a little bit of appetite left to buy something like this. Filling.
So this is Mao Zedong. This is like one of the most important streets in Phnom Penh for getting basically anywhere. And yeah, we're still just walking along next to the temple, eating fucking baked goods. What's up, guys? We made some friends. They've been showing us the temple. What's going on? It's Reborn Abroad.
Reborn Abroad.
Yeah, come check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how cool is this? It's beautiful, guys. Check it out.
Yeah, really
nice meeting you guys. It's really, really nice temple. Yeah. So we're gonna wander around and have a look at this temple. It's pretty cool. I think there's a school in here. That's where all the kids are coming from. But yeah, this is one of the really nice things about Cambodia. Some of their temples are really grand. They're really large. Like, as you guys know, they're very famous for Angkor Wat, you know? One of the greatest archaeological sites in all of the world, really. Yeah, Phnom Penh's an interesting city. I mean, you have all different types of lifestyles going on out here. You have people who have lots and lots of money here, and you have people, hey buddy, people who have like no money here. So it's very stark and it can be very extreme at times. But I find the people to be hospitable.
Oh, kitty.
The cost of living is very good.
Figure out which one he's gonna kill.
Check this out, guys. How beautiful is this?
Oh yeah. Okay.
And you know, a lot of people will come
some kind of reptile significance
to Phnom Penh and only check out the riverside. And I'm here to tell you guys, man, if you're in town, definitely have a wander around Toul Tom Poung, have a wander around BKK3. BKK2 is also really cool. There's just so much cool stuff to see in this city that is not really on tourist lists or anything like that, you know? So, yeah, look at the size of the tires. Hey guys, see ya. The tires on this thing, huh? So that is the thing, guys. If you're gonna live here and you have like kids and you need to take them to schools, like I highly recommend 4-wheel drive. Oh, look, there's more of the temple over there. Do you guys want to go check that out?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go check it out. So yeah, I highly recommend 4-wheel drive out here for when it's flooding, or like if you're gonna live here long term and like have kids or have a family, it's probably not the worst idea.
Yeah, it's a good call.
A lot of the wealthier Khmer people, they will also have, thank you, Bron. They will also have 4-wheel drives or pickup trucks or things like that. Temple dogs. The good thing is there's people everywhere, so the Khmer people will usually help you.
You know, one thing too you're going to run into here in Cambodia is stray dogs.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, different people handle that differently. These guys tend to be more kind. I look at the dog like, if you come near me, I will break your fucking neck. And they feel that. Now, you can do it however you want to. But with strays, I try to make sure that I maintain a kind of a dominance so that they walk away, just because you never know what you're coming up on.
It depends on the energy. Like, I don't ever approach temple dogs. Yeah. But like, you know, occasionally you can tell like somebody will have like a golden retriever and it's like for sure that's their pet.
Yeah.
And it's definitely better here than in Vietnam. Like, you know, it is an issue here too. I find it's worse in Thailand and worse in Vietnam because, you know, you have the population. So you have that many more pets that just end up out on the streets, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. This is quite a beautiful place, guys. What a really interesting little temple right in the middle of the city. And you got all the monks cleaning. And so this is the main temple of the structure behind us. Really nice. I'm sure there's a really nice Buddha in there. Maybe we'll go climb up and see if we can look inside. I've been into like 1 million temples, guys. So for me, this is not like particularly exciting. But one thing I can tell you that's really cool about the ones here in Phnom Penh is just how incredibly authentic this is. Like if you go to Thailand, a lot of these places, like especially in Chiang Mai or in Bangkok, they're going to be very accustomed to foreigners coming in and walking around. And like you can see here that everybody's super interested in us. The kids are interested in us.
We're like little celebrities, really.
Look, all the monks over there, they're all checking us out right now.
Yeah.
And they're all young kids.
Like, I see a lot of foreigners.
Probably about grade 4 or 5, I would say, maybe, right?
Sure.
So like the parents will make the kids be monks to get the family merit, you know, because it's like good karma for the family. So
sure,
Junior has to go and hang out at the temple for a few months, or I don't know exactly the time period, but it's common all over Southeast Asia. Even though Vietnam's a different type of Buddhism, they still have the same idea of going to be a monk to get merit for the family. And,
sure.
You know, it's pretty cool.
One thing Michelle and I were actually talking about while Jay was walking around is if you look at the top of all of these entrances, this is the third one we've seen. Up in the top, above the entrance, there's a different animal. And our speculation is that it has to do with Lunar New Year. Now, we've seen a rooster, we've seen a snake, we've seen a turtle. The turtle is not part of the animal. Thank you. Part of the animal symbolry, if that's a word, animal symbols of Chinese the lunar calendar, but they do change with different Asian countries. Michelle told me that Vietnam has a slightly different set of animals. I think Thailand maybe does, China does. So maybe each one of these animals represents an animal symbol of a different month of the Lunar New Year, and that's our speculation.
You can tell us in the comments if he's right. So how bad was the bathroom in the temple?
So I went to the first bathroom and the floor was flooded. So like if I stepped on the floor, my shoe would have got wet. So I was like, nah, fuck that. So there's another bathroom around the corner and it was slightly better, but still pretty dirty.
It's pretty rough.
Slightly better.
Just like squat and go, you know?
Temple bathroom is not always the ideal bathroom stop.
At least they have a hose though, you know what I mean?
They have the bum gun?
Yeah.
All right, well that's good. That's good, that's important. So we're gonna head out of the temple, guys. Misha's had her magical adventure with the temple bathroom. We went inside the temple and checked that out. It's really, really beautiful inside. And now we're gonna go wander back into TTP a bit and take you guys around a little bit more, show you this interesting little neighborhood. And I gotta tell you guys, just off the top of my head, I can tell you, if you were to compare Toul Tom Poung in Phnom Penh, Cambodia as their expat bubble to Thao Dien in Saigon, which is basically the same thing, but for Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. I prefer Toul Tom Poung 10-1 over Thao Dien. I fucking can't stand Thao Dien. Mish, you remember how annoying it was in Thao Dien? Like, it's none of the streets connect through. You only have Hanoi Highway.
Lots of dead ends, lots of flooding.
Fucking wild dogs.
Some very good Western food.
Yeah, they had good Western food, but I think better here.
We almost almost got hit by a street dog.
Yeah, we almost got attacked by street dogs like many times.
That was terrible.
You know, and I gotta tell you, I like Toul Tom Poung much better than Thao Dien. I also think the expats that stay over here tend to be a little bit cooler than in Thao Dien, because Thao Dien can be somewhat snobby at times.
So yeah, and the thing with Thao Dien is it's very isolated. So like here, we're still very close to the city center.
Yeah, it's really close to all kinds of services also. And you guys can see we're gonna go right out of the temple now, and we're gonna go right into the street. And you're right back into convenience and anything you would need. This peaceful little oasis right here in the middle of this crazy city. It's great. And now we're back in Toul Tom Poung, BKK3. We're right alongside the beautiful temple we just walked through. And we're gonna take you guys over towards Russian Market. We'll probably wrap up the video over by Russian Market. And then you've got these little like small businesses here, guys, that just pop up. People selling their wares.
Yeah, so they have some ponchos if it starts raining.
Yeah, you got
pretty smart.
ponchos for when it starts to rain. Looks like some stationary stuff for kids, because there is a school inside of the temple, so
Paper.
it makes sense that they would have paper, pens, things for the kids, like, you know. Aw. See, like, I think he's probably not a street dog. Aw.
So cute.
But he could be a temple dog, but he looks a little too healthy to be a temple dog.
And of course, you got the sugary drinks across the street.
Oh yeah.
No school is complete without the sugary drinks across the street.
You wouldn't be at a school in Southeast Asia if there wasn't like milk tea and other sweet drinks.
Bubble tea. Yeah.
Bubble tea and whatnot, you know?
And fried shit.
And of course, fried stuff and, you know, fried tofu and that type of thing. Sausages, fish balls. So yeah, this is the name of the neighborhood, guys. You can see Toul Tom Poung High School, right?
Oh.
This is the high school over here. So that's why you're seeing all the services for kids, you know? But yeah, this is a very, very, very popular area for expats.
This is a very good takoyaki stand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have takoyaki.
All right, well, we need to go check that shit out. I like me some takoyaki.
You want to check it out?
I think I'm still pretty full. We had
another time, yeah.
We had a hell of food a minute ago, guys. Before we started the video, we sat down and mopped some fucking Indonesian food.
Yeah, it was good, actually.
The place we showed you in the beginning of the video, we recommend Sumatra. They're not a bad spot. Like, you know, $2.50 to $3 a dish kind of food, clean food, vegetables, that kind of stuff. Helmets across the street. They got the motorbike helmet spot.
Now we're getting closer to the market.
Yeah, we're gonna be right up on Toul Tom Poung Russian Market in a second. It's something between a tourist market, an expat market, and a local market. It's something in the middle of that intersection. And it's gonna be more expensive around here depending how close to this market you live, you know? The closer you are to this market, the more and more the real estate tends to cost. Because, you know, a lot of expats really want to be over here. And understandably, it's got every conceivable convenience. And the market itself is very convenient. You know, they've got lots and lots and lots of fresh fruit, produce. I'm actually going to get some lychee, I think. Or it's not lychee, what do they call it? Longan or something like that?
Longan, yeah.
Longan.
And coffee, let's grab coffee.
You think, I don't think the market, is the inside of the market open?
Oh, maybe not.
It might be.
Actually, I don't know.
I was just gonna go to the fruit cellar outside.
Okay. Yeah, let's go there then.
You know, it's been beautiful today, guys. It hasn't even been really that hot, but it's still humid, man. I'm still sweating.
Yeah.
But you guys can see.
We're walking though. Like if we're on motorbikes, we'd be fine right now.
Yeah, we're taking tuk-tuks, and really, we're not sweating as bad as we could be for, you know, Phnom Penh, man. It can definitely get muggy here, and you guys will see. We're gonna come up now into Russian Market. All right, into the chaos. Oh man, they got the stalls at night, man. We're coming by here at the wrong time of day, Mish. They got it all much more set up now. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Sasara.
Bye.
Saksabay.
Yes.
Itloy, how much?
15,000 for 1 kilogram.
15,000 for 1 kilo. Okay, that's not too bad. And how much are the small ones?
This one?
Yeah.
1 kilo 10,000.
1 kilo, 10,000. Can I have 500 gram and 500 gram. Yeah.
Okay.
Just please, not too much sticks.
Something more. Is your food?
You want banana, Jack?
Yeah, I get some bananas. I kind of like those. All right, so that was $3.12 for, basically I got two. So these ones, guys, are the ones that have the really sweet, but they have the big pit. So it's a lot bigger and they have a really, really, really sweet taste, like a very strong sweet taste. And these ones over here are the smaller ones. They have more fruit, less pit, but they're a little bit less sweet. And I'm becoming a big fan of these, actually. I like them all, really. And as you can see, there's also imported fruits here. You can get a lot of, pretty much anything you need. There's fucking avocados, and I guarantee they're cheaper than what you're paying where you're from. So yeah, let's go into the cut a little more. So guys, I want you to tell me in the comments what you think of Toul Tom Poung, Russian market, BKK3, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. We got anything you would ever need over here. We got the eggs, the duck eggs, fresh produce, all kinds of meats, more seafood produce. So would you guys want to live over here if you were in Phnom Penh? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you guys are thinking of coming to Cambodia or anywhere in Southeast Asia, get at us. We got the contacts you need to help you get started on your feet in this absolutely fascinating country, fascinating market. You guys can see that there's a lot of life and vibrancy, and that the cost of things is much, much less than what you're probably accustomed to if you're coming from a developed Western country. And if you eat and shop in markets, it can be extremely cheap. You see, they have the dried fish, and, fresh homemade noodles, pretty much everything you need to throw together a pad thai. Fresh shrimps and prawns, squid, octopus, pretty much everything. Some desserts, more fresh noodles. It's got the chickens.
Yeah, these are the legendary wet markets of Asia, and boy, you got a little bit of everything here. You got fruit, you got veg, you got meat, you got textiles, you got, I mean, all kinds of stuff. You can see we're filming the fruit here. If you look up ahead a little bit more, you got sausages, you got raw meat. You can see a pig's foot there. You're gonna have chicken. You're gonna probably find beef. You're gonna find a little bit of everything. And these are really the places where you can find some of the best deals. I personally don't cook, so I don't buy meat here or anything like that. But if you want to find your more exotic fruits and vegetables, these are great places to come. I know these guys. You know, we often buy fruit here. If you like to cook, you can buy veg. It is kind of, and we have to be careful though while we're filming, because it's so busy. You don't want your electronic equipment getting snatched. My boy Jay here is pretty careful with his equipment, but you got to watch what you're doing too. Obviously, it's very busy. There's a lot of people driving around. You look over here, we've got some cooked stuff. We got some kind of maybe an egg casserole there. You got some cooked fish. Just a little bit everything over here. You got children's at the end. A little something for over to the left. Something for the little kiddies as you leave. Hey, mom, dad, give me that. There you go. Give them a balloon or something. A little bit of everything, man.
Anything you could ever need is available at this market, and at most markets really in Asia, to be honest. The market culture is pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting over here, guys. Like, there's nothing but activity. Everywhere you look is like a photo. You know, there's just so much human activity happening all the time. Basically, this is going to be probably the focal point of Toul Tom Poung BKK3. This is going to be like the center of it, right? You can kind of go out down any of these side streets, and there will be restaurants, bars, cafes, service departments. There'll be just so much fucking shit down every little alleyway. So it's not just the area near the market, it's not just the main roads, but even the little alleyways will have tons and tons of services. And you can see there's just every conceivable business. These guys have a barbecue going. This guy, what is he doing, the duck? Yeah, it looks like he's got the ducks. So this is a fascinating neighborhood, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed walking with us today. If you like this content, please subscribe, share, like the videos. If you guys are thinking of coming to Southeast Asia, make sure to get a hold of me on the Facebook fan page. whether you want to open a company or you want to get a job, or if you want to do anything in other places, let me know too. We got strong contacts for Mexico, Costa Rica, Central Asia. We got jobs in Central Asia, Mongolia. We got jobs in China. We got contacts for pretty much anything you would need in Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia. We have contacts in Albania. We're going to start expanding our Balkans and our European contacts. So there's a lot coming this year. We're thinking about heading over to Kathmandu possibly after this if business continues to be okay. But Cambodia will always be my little hideaway in Southeast Asia. It's a place that means a lot to me. I've watched it come a long way over the years, from being really underdeveloped to being a really cool place with lots of like modern conveniences, and it's just a great city, great people. It's a nice compromise between Vietnam and Thailand. The populations are much lower. Cost of living for some things is more, but for other things is less. So it really isn't such a bad place, and the visas and doing business here is very easy. Make sure you guys check out our referral link for Safety Wing in the comments below if you're thinking about being an expat. Safety Wing, hey, what's up, bro? What's going on? You're so mellow. How are you, man?
Very good. I just got seeing your report, just passing through, yeah.
So check out Safety Wing in the description if you need cheap health insurance and you're heading overseas. If you want to get a job out here, get up with your boy. If you want to get employment visa, housing, you want to get off a blacklist, you want to open up a business. He owns a great vegan restaurant. It's called Sacred Lotus here in Toul Tom Poung. So if you want vegan food, come check it out. And make sure to stay in school, brush your teeth, and happy birthday to Paul.
Thank you very much.
Are you thinking of living, investing, buying property, buying land, working, or spending any significant time in Cambodia? Cambodia is an amazing country that offers a wide range of different opportunities for someone who has an open mind. If you're thinking about coming to Cambodia for the first time, we offer a consulting service for people who are looking to have everything done for them before they arrive. They want their housing contacts, their employment, their consultants, whatever they want to find in the country, they want it set up. That's what we do for you. We make it easy so that you don't have to worry about scams, problems, or other pitfalls that new expats face in this amazing country.